because when it's on the chip, it's fucking hot. Welcome back to Dirt Tracking with Chips. We're driving a BSL at the moment. It is a Thursday afternoon here in Auckland and we're sitting in quite a bit of traffic. After our flip that you guys would have seen in the previous video at Western Springs, sustained a little bit of damage that we couldn't quite rectify at the track. Ultimately that was the reason why we didn't run the feature. To take the car to BSL, and Calvin Worthington, who builds the Esslinger motors and built our motor, good look over it and found a couple of things, so put it on the starter motor again and ran it, and it seemed to be sorted now. So hopefully we go to the track, don't have any issues. And we obviously had a bent front axle as well, so he straightened that for us. And one thing that we found is also on that night was that we had a leaking oil line which went to the oil filter. So one of those lines, if they fail, it's a very sad day and very expensive day, so we managed to get that rectified and we should be pretty good. So you guys will get to see a little bit of BSL racing. I'm here with Big Ryan and we're just going to go pick up the car and load her in and then go back to the shop and do some maintenance, because we haven't had a lot of time this week due to Ryan being away and also me working and obviously having to get the car out to BSL with the other side of Auckland.
Cool, I'm just packing all my shit.
Nice, mate. Long drive, eh?
Yeah. Yep.
I said it's Big D, mate. He does everything he wants to do and he does it with passion.
And what did he say? It's about time you started repaying some of that, Jordan.
Let's get the thing going. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
This is Big C, the man.
Superman undies?
Fuck yeah, show us. Car's good to go. Thanks to Big Calvin. Or Big C we call him. Yeah, it's just water. To keep it cool. Because when it's on the chip, it's fucking hot. I know. No way my shop's broken. You're fucking joking, cuz. Are you serious? No way. Alrighty, so we're back at the race shop. We've just gone back from BSL. It's I think like 7:30 or something at night. Now, it's just traffic and everything. You kind of got to wait around a little bit and just kind of do nothing for a little while the traffic's really bad. Otherwise, you just got to sit in traffic and waste gas. So we're back at the shop. We're going to now get into pulling the torsion bars out, doing a service on them, rear end out. It's quite a lot to do, so enjoy. We're just going to do the injectors. Calvin's obviously run the motor, so there's nothing really in them, but it's a good practice. Every show what we do is we just pull the injectors out, put them in the ultrasonic cleaner, and then that cleans out any kind of dirt or grime that's in the injectors. If you get like some kind of blockage in those injectors, it's very common for you to melt a piston, which is very expensive, and we don't have that kind of money. Give them a quick crack. They got a little filter, as you can see, just a small filter there, and they just catch the dust. The injector shouldn't really suck anything because the fuel's like blowing through it from the pumps, but it just allows it to breathe, and the filter's just there to stop any shit, dust getting in there. See, they're just a little brass injector. Got a little bit of gauze at the bottom. Some injectors come with the gauze at the top. But yeah, we just pull them all out, and that's where the breather holes are. Pull them all out, chuck them in ultrasonic cleaner. Put them in the little tray. It's like a little hot chips tray. In there. Lid on. Switch on. Wrong one, that's the keg. And flip the switch. Temperature 15 minutes. Oil line. This is the line that failed on us. This crimp here is apparently the one that failed. Not sure why. It's been in the car for quite some time, but Calvin said it was leaking when he fired it up, and we suspected it leaking from the other day anyway. This stuff here is Browns & Miller, very expensive, very good quality. There is a couple of, you can kind of see it, abrasion marks. I don't know if it'll focus, but it's taken a hit in some way, and the crimp's now failed. But if these lines fail, it's very expensive because the motor will lose oil and okay, so we do the driveline every 3 shows, same as the engine. Sometimes the engine will do 2 depending on the laps, but driveline comes out every 3 shows. We've got to re-grease the drive shaft. Obviously, for those that don't know, the drive shaft kind of slides in and out of the diff when it goes up and down, so obviously it's kind of on axis like that. So the drive shaft can slide in and out of the universal and the diff end snout. It's enclosed by a torque tube. You'll probably hear that word a lot when people have a crash or something like that, saying, oh, the torque tube's bent or something like that. There's a torque ball, which allows it to be like a knuckle and pivot up and down, and then a little bit of side-to-side movement, but the torque tube is what covers the drive shaft, because the drive shaft goes between our legs. What it does is it holds the diff square along with all the other suspension components to the motor plate and allows the car to do all its things with the suspension. got a few more things to go, but one thing I did want to show you guys, which we didn't manage to capture at the track for the last video at Springs, was actually the front end swap. So this front end here is our spare. We're going to leave it in the car because it's already set up, but as you guys would have seen, I just put our good front end back together. But one thing that maybe some people don't know about is actually a lot of us midget guys, some guys do, some guys don't, but we actually run a quick release coupler. So this piece here, it's not focusing very well, but this piece here is a quick release. So basically what it means is you can swap your front end out without having to bleed the brakes. So you just push it in, twist it, and it comes out, and then you push it back in and twist it again and it sticks on. And you don't have to bleed the brakes every time. You would have seen us at the track in the last video actually bleeding the brakes, and that's because our spare front end, this one, we lent this to Jaden Bazilay at the title after one of the heats. We all got caught up in an incident and he needed a front end, so I gave him this spare front end, but he didn't have the quick release coupler, so he had to take the line off to re-bleed the brakes. So you would have seen Nate and Ryan bleeding them at the track. But on our rear end, we don't run it on the back. This is just a standard hardline, so it's just a fitting and you just plug it all back in. Reason for that is we had a brand new one and it was leaking and we didn't get another one. Replacing the rear end, you've done a hell of a lot more damage as well, probably arms and all that kind of thing. Sometimes it can be a night ender. I mean, it's pretty uncommon without having a decent sized crash to have to replace the rear end unless a diff failure of some sort. But to pull the rear end out, you would have just seen, and to put it all back together and doing a quick bleed of the brakes from there to there doesn't actually take that much effort or time. You could probably still do it on the grid if you really had to and you're running out of time. Thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the videos that I've been posting. If you would like to see more, please subscribe. We got close to 900 views on the Western Springs video, which is absolutely awesome, and I'm really pumped that you guys have been able to see that night. So if you do want to see more, please subscribe, and please hit the like button if you guys enjoyed today's video. We will have the footage up from the Friday and the Saturday racing at Western Springs coming out next week. Obviously it's going to take me a bit of time to edit all those videos because I'll have to do 2 full days, which is going to be epic. But yeah, it takes us time. So like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.